In this quick getting started video, I want to explain a few things about our class and also take you on a quick tour of our course in Blackboard. My name's Brandon Morgan. I am the course instructor. If you haven't already met me in one of the videos that I've posted here in the course, you may not have since this is the getting started video. I look forward to meeting each of you this 2-week intersession term and getting to know each of you and your thoughts on New Mexico's past. I really love the intersession format. It's extremely intensive, so don't kid yourself about that. We do 3 credits worth of work in 2 weeks. So that is, I mean, it's a big deal. But work hard together over 2 weeks. I feel like my intersession classes, we all end up being a lot more connected than many of the groups of students that I see in the full term classes, especially in the online format. So that's one of the things that I really like about the intersession. I believe that I need to put in the time right along with you over the intersession. I tend to work on class during the morning hours. I get up and do some things early on, and I get to work about 6, and then might take a break or two and usually work really hard until lunch. But I'll be around in the afternoons as well. I say all of that just to point out that I don't typically work in the evenings, especially late. That's the time that I'm at home with family. But I understand that many of you will be working at that time. So if you have a question, even something that's time sensitive, please ask and I will respond the following morning. And even if it was about an assignment that was due that night, don't sweat it too much. I'll get back to you and we can make things right in the morning. Um, so anyway, hopefully that is helpful. There are due dates that you need to adhere to for this course. Each of the units lasts for 2 days. I set it up that way so that you can make sure to get through the coursework in a way that will allow you to finish within 2 weeks. I do recognize, however, that things happen even during the intersession, or maybe especially during the intersession, and you might get a little behind. I accept late work. During the intersession, I don't even mark it down because I figure if you can get everything done within 2 weeks, you're on track, you're doing well. I do want you to communicate with me, though, about that. So if you know something's going on and you're going to miss an assignment or turn it in late, please do let me know so that I can be sure to check in with you to make sure that that's actually happening and you're making progress. If you just stop completing work, I'll try to get in contact with you, but I do want to know what's going on so that I can give you a hand wherever possible. That's something else I want to point out is that I am willing to answer questions and help in any way that I can. I recognize that this is not a class about using social media and internet resources, but we're going to do that because things like Twitter, Tiki and Adobe Spark are very powerful tools for seeing how history is thought about and kind of, I guess, told in the digital realm. And we all are part of that now. We all need to understand how to have good digital citizenship, how to communicate well in those mediums. And so that's why we do it. If you have questions, though, aren't quite sure how to get started with any of those things or how to use them, please don't hesitate to ask because I understand that many of us don't have experience with those things, and I am always willing to help. Okay, so that was my little spiel. Again, my door is open. Please contact me whenever you need anything for the class. This, of course, is our class here in Blackboard. This is the front page. As you scroll down, you'll see this little reminder of where to start and to check announcements and so on. There's this Twitter widget here. You can see what people are posting on Twitter. Please don't try to post through these widgets, though, and I've mentioned that elsewhere. Use twitter.com or TweetDeck because this isn't quite functional enough. It's just here to remind us what's going on, and you can see what other people are posting. You can also check your grades here. Scrolling back over, the most important thing about Blackboard, as you may already well know, is this menu over here on the left-hand side. Please go and access the syllabus after you've gone through the Start Here materials. Most of those things are just for your reference. You don't have to kind of methodically go through each one, but give it a look over and see what's there, just in case you end up having questions about the plagiarism policy at CNM or something else. You can find resources there. The syllabus is there, but it's also, of course, in the syllabus tab. I'll click on that. In the syllabus tab, you'll find a link to the syllabus, which I've already sent out to everyone via email as well. You'll find the discussion board requirements, netiquette rules, that's, again, digital citizenship, how you should interact with others online in our class, and instructions for the journals. I put those things here because there wasn't a great place to post them down here in the course content section. I did, however, use course content for the reading tweets assignment, the timeline. This is the discussion board, so that's a way to get there. This is where you post journals. You can also go to the final project tab, and you can get the information about what is expected for the final project so that you can plan ahead, so that you can have that completed by the time the course is over. And you can also see some video tutorials in all of those. The film review, this thing's extra credit if you need it and get the chance and want to. There's more information about that there. Virtually all of that information is also in the syllabus. There are live links to all of the detailed documents explaining each assignment in the syllabus. So you can go either way to get to the information that you need. Sometimes it's easier if you save the syllabus or link to the syllabus on your mobile device or on your own computer. Sometimes it's easier just to go through there rather than having to go back through Blackboard all the time. The instructor information tab, give that a look, because as well as having my intro to you, it also contains policies about what I expect from you and what you can expect from me. This is a link to the course schedule. It's also in the syllabus, but if you're here and you don't want to open the syllabus, this is just another way to get that. And then this one's the Blackboard calendar. Most important are the learning modules, so I want to open those up real quick. This is where you'll do all the work for the class. And I'm noticing I didn't turn on the student view, but this is essentially what you will see as well when you're in the course. So you scroll down to whichever unit we're currently on. Of course, you'll start with Unit 1. I'm actually going to click on Unit 2, though, because Unit 1 is a little bit different than the rest in terms of its structure, because it is the overview of the course, everything to get started, whereas Units 2 through 6, that's where we're actually doing the work. So they're all going to be essentially the same in terms of their structure. When you click on each learning module, yours will look a little different than mine here. And I apologize, I forgot to do the student preview. I could do it, but I think it would take too long at this point to switch over. What you'll see, you'll have this table of contents. Everyone starts out with an intro and objectives that just gives you an overview of what we'll be studying and a list of all of the work you need to complete, right here, these two things, for that given unit. It will show you the objectives, and it also has these intro videos embedded. You'll notice they're old. It's back when I had hair, and you can probably see why I started shaving my head. But I hope to replace those in the not too distant future. I don't know that it will happen during this particular intersession, though. The information's not wrong. They're just a little old. You won't scroll down in yours. You'll either, there will be a button here at the top that you'll click to move through the module, or you can use the table of contents to do so. On mine, it scrolls down. So the next thing you'll come to are the readings. There's always a reading section that'll give you what you need to read. The film clips are here. These are short videos, mostly short. Some are a little longer. I recognize you won't have time to view all of them, but they're here as a resource for you to help you better understand the readings. Then, this is an extra thing in the first or in the second unit, I apologize, that you can look at if you're interested. Nothing to do in terms of graded work. Then, let's see, this is a reminder to do your reading tweets. You'll have a link to the timeline submissions so that you can complete that assignment, the journal, and then you're done. All of that work will be completed over a 2-day period, and that is always the case. The reading tweets and the ID step for the timeline assignment, those are due on the first day by the end of the day, midnight of each unit, and then the connection step for the timeline, and the journal entry are due on the second day. Along the way, as you can look at this last section that has some due dates of looking ahead, self-assessment, you'll notice you need to complete 2 of the discussion boards anytime over the 2 weeks that we're in class together. So make sure that you do that. There's not kind of a specific due date along the way, but it's something that's probably better done sooner than later. And then here are the due dates and steps for the final project. Those are things also that you'll just have to remember to do as we go along. So I hope that's helpful. Again, learning modules are most important for understanding what's due, and you can use this as a checklist to make sure that you've completed everything. These are all just to give you more information and tutorials about the work that you'll be doing. There are also links to these from each learning module. Here you'll find announcements, the online office hours that I've mentioned elsewhere, a link to CNM email. I'm going to delete this Collaborate Ultra because that's just another online office hours link. And then you can check your grades. Just a quick note about the grade book in Blackboard. For a number of different reasons, it'll sometimes say that the total points possible is much larger than it actually is. To find the total points possible, go to the grade section in the syllabus. That is the number that I will use when I compute final grades for the course. I won't use whatever the thing is that Blackboard comes up with because, again, there are a number of reasons, but it adds in extra things that aren't necessarily required. So just make note of that as you try to figure out how you're doing in the class. These links are here for you. They're help links in case you need them. And then you won't see any of this other stuff when you log in. So hopefully that's a helpful intro to the course, a little tour. Please let me know whenever you have any questions, and I'm looking forward to working with you over the next 2 weeks.